Okay, welcome along. My name's Hayley Wilson from AHA, and we've got Annette Tenbrook from Tocal on this webinar as well today. So we're going to run you through some training. So I'm going to hand you over to Annette, and we'll get this show on the road.
Oh, hello and welcome. What we're going to run through today is some issues that have been happening with people uploading and saving their quizzes or documents. So we don't want it to be that you do your quiz and put all the effort into it and then you forget to save it at the end. And then that means there's nothing recorded on Canvas. So we can't see your work and we can't mark your work. So we're going to run through that today to help you and make sure that you don't have to spend more time on here than is necessary. So the first thing I want to show you is, and you should all know how to do this, but I've set up a folder here called BERTA course. So for you, that might be the biosecurity responder skill set or whatever course you're enrolling in. And
so is that folder on your desktop, Annette?
So I've got that on my desktop, but you could have that on a memory stick or wherever you want to
hard drive
hold it. Yeah, hard drive or memory stick. But just make sure you've got a folder where you're going to put all of the documents related to the course. And I've already put my enrolment form in here. I've already put my AHA and PHA certificates in here so that I can upload them.
Okay, can we have a look at your screen? Are you able to share your screen with that folder structure, Annette?
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay, so you've set up your folder and started saving files in there. So what I'm going to demonstrate now is how you would upload one of those files or a couple of those files. So from the BERTA overview, there's two ways you can access the assignments you have to do. The first way is, you see here in the text, it says entry requirements. If you click on entry requirements, then you get a bit of an explanation here of what to do. And then if you hit next, you go to the spot where you upload your certificates. So you need to go off and do the PHA and AHA foundation courses separately and then come back and upload the certificates in here. So if you're ready to go, what you would do is then click on submit assignment, which is up here on the top right. And if you scroll down, you can see in this middle section, it says here, choose a file. So click on or select choose a file. And we've got our BERTA, can you see that folder?
Yep.
The BERTA courses folder. Okay, so what we're going to do is upload the AHA certificate. And you can only do one at a time. Okay. And it's really important that you don't now submit assignment. You select another file. So the job is to put the two files, the AHA or EAD Foundation Certificate and the PHA Foundation Certificate.
Yep.
So add another file, choose the file, you go back to the same folder and there's the PHA certificate and open, and then that appears here. So both of them you can see are listed. And then at that point, once you've got the two files you want, you submit.
And that'll save them and upload them, yeah?
And that's saving them. And you can see here, before you exit out, you can see here, you've got on the 11th of December submitted two files. So before you exit away, you can actually see that you've done it. The other way you can do it is to go straight to assignments. Oh, there, assignments. And that gives you a list of the assignments that you have to do. So enrolment form, entry requirement certificate, and the other one, the big one that people have, everyone has to do is upload your resume. Mm-hmm. So from there, you can click on upload your resume. And there's your submit assignment button. So you submit the assignment and it'll ask you for a file, choose a file, and away you go.
Upload that and submit, yeah.
Yeah. So there's two different ways you can go about it. If you know what assignments you're needing to do, then you can just go straight to that assignment tab on the left-hand side.
Yeah, so is that the best way to go in it, or?
It depends, because if you weren't sure what the entry requirements were, then you have to read the page to tell you about it.
Yeah,
and
right.
So the best way to do that is to link off the home page.
Okay.
But if you already have done that and you know what they are, and then you just want to go back in and upload your certificates, you can skip straight to that spot in the assignment.
Yeah, fair. Maybe can we just have a look at that first link again, where that is on that home page?
On the home page. So if you need to read about it and understand what's required, then you choose the links here. So we've got enrolment, entry requirements, resume, upload your transcripts, and so on. So they're all information pages first, then followed by the upload page.
Yeah, right.
If you've already read the information pages and you just want to do the uploads, then you can go straight to the assignments.
Yep, great.
So it depends where you're up to, really.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that aspect of it. So choosing your files. The next body of work that you will be required to do, and we're just going to choose the plagiarism quiz as an example rather than one of the more detailed quizzes. So again, if you go to assignments, you'll see the plagiarism quiz.
Mm-hmm.
So this is assuming that you've been off and looked at the video and you understand all about plagiarism. So here's the quiz, and I've already done the quiz once, and so we're going to resume the quiz. And here we go. So we've got our questions. So plagiarism is stealing other people's work, using quotes, is okay if you use quotation marks. So some of these questions are a little bit tricky. So here we've got some drop-down boxes. So if you click on there, choose the correct, so I've got to put these 5 things in the correct order. So let's say the publication name, then the next thing is the author's name, the next thing is the year, the next thing is the publisher, and the next thing is the location. So when you looked at the plagiarism video, hopefully you picked that information up. True or false, that's pretty easy. It's okay to use someone else's work. False. It's okay to share individual work or collaborate with students as long as their work is acknowledged. True. And mark. So this question 6 is a bit tricky as well, because there's more than one option. So quite often people will just quickly tick one box and move on, but then you won't get full marks. So mark all the things, including inclusion. So stealing others' work, buying work, giving work to another student, but not collaborating with other students in group assignments is okay. Paraphrasing is okay if you give a reference. So we've answered the question, and see down here, we've got this submit quiz, red submit quiz.
Mm-hmm.
What we've found is quite a lot of people are doing these quizzes, but they're forgetting to submit the quiz.
Uh-huh.
And so when we go to mark it, when we go to mark it or tick them off and say, well, they've done everything required, we can't because they haven't submitted the quiz.
Yeah.
So you must submit the quiz.
Yep. That makes sense.
And yep. And we can go back into a student's record and see every time they've logged in and what they've done while they were there. And with the group that I had to check, they had looked at the quiz, but they probably answered the questions, but they neglected to submit the quiz.
Yep.
So here it's telling us that we got 6.4 out of 7. So we got something wrong. So what you can do is you can then scroll down and have a look, and it'll tell you. So we got the these two things around the wrong way. So it must be location first and then publisher second. And all the other questions were correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So oh, what's happened? We've gone off.
Well, you've hit
the
next button.
Okay, so with quizzes, critically important that you hit that submit button at the end. If you don't do that, then your work will be lost. Okay, so what we're going to do now is skip to another different course. So let's go to the dashboard, and we're going to go to the risk unit. So some of you may be expected to do the risk unit. So here we are, we're clicking on RISPA. And we're going to skip straight to the assessment task. So let's assume we've looked at the tutorial and we're ready to answer the questions. So here we go. Here's our quiz. And up the top here, you've got some very specific and important instructions. The first thing is, if you are required to type answers in, so here for question 1, you've got to type an answer in. Now, what has been happening is that, there's quite a lot of questions here for RISPA, and people get, and this one's only a short one, but quite often people come into the assessment and they answer 2 questions, they get distracted, they have to go off and do another job, and they come back and they haven't saved. So when they come back in, the things that they've typed in are gone. So what we're recommending to people to do is to open a new Word document, call it RISPA Online Assessment, and answer question 1 in there in the Word document. Answer question 2 in there in the Word document.
Yeah, so copy and paste it across after that when they're ready.
Save that into your folder. Go away, take your phone call, do the jobs you have to do, and come back and open the quiz again, and then you can block copy the information in.
Would
don't do that.
The only thing, isn't it, if they're going to do that, I know with Canvas, they tend to rearrange the questions. Is that set to rearrange the questions, or
not in this type
not in that one? So they don't have to write the question itself down.
Yeah, where they're multiple choice questions,
yeah.
Sometimes they're rearranged, or the answers are rearranged.
Yeah,
not in these ones.
Yeah, good. It's probably just to note, though, if they are going to do that for other courses, though, like maybe to write or copy the actual question itself down, as opposed to typing in question 1 and then the answer, because question 1 might change in order.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good tip. So block copy the question into your Word document, type the answer, and then you can just block copy it back into the right spot.
Sounds reasonable.
So what we want to do now is look at a different type of question, which is one where there's a template. So here you can see the risk identification and treatment template. So what you've got to do is you download the template, which is down on the bottom, comes up down here on the bottom left corner.
Yep.
Open it in Word, which is thinking. So here's our template. So what do you reckon is the first thing you need to do now? Save it. File. Save as. And we want to put it into the BERTA courses folder.
Yep.
And what's the next thing you would do to the file name?
Name it appropriately, I guess.
So it's called the risk identification template. And what I'm going to do is put my name in it.
Yep.
So you can imagine if your trainer's got 20 students, and they download 20 risk identification templates, it'd be really handy for them to actually have your name in it. So I've put my name in it and I'm saving it into that folder, and then saving. And so if you see there, it's got my name in it, so you know that's the one. It's not saved over in the downloads folder or somewhere else. And then you type in here, blah, 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 save it again. And once you've completed your template, you close that and make sure you save it as you go out. And then choose a file. It goes back to that folder. There's my Annette's risk identification template. Open that. Yeah, here we go. And there it is.
Yay.
So you can see your files listed.
Yeah.
And then you go to the bottom, you answer all the other questions. We don't have time to do that right now, but you would answer all the other questions and you would submit the quiz. You haven't answered 5 questions, submit anyway. Okay, so I'm going to submit.
Yeah.
So you've got your Word doc. If you've got all your questions in your Word document and you've answered them all, then you go in and you take the quiz. So that doesn't use up your chances. So you see here, it says you've got 2 attempts. You have 2 attempts. So that's why it's really important.
Yeah, so it's only if you hit submit that's 1 attempt gone, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. So mine has got, I've now used, for this student, I've now used 1 attempt. Okay. So, it's important that you use that Word document to answer your questions, block copy them in here and submit. If you don't submit, remember, your work is going to be lost. Okay, so you've got it as a student, that'll be a little bit easier for you because we weren't in student view.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Okay, so that's the 2 main types of assessment that you will come across. Quizzes, where you just answer the questions and submit with a few different styles of questions. Most of those, the answers to the questions are random. So if the question 1 answered A last time, it doesn't mean it's going to be A this time.
No.
And it also doesn't remember, like it doesn't show you what you did last time either.
No.
So it only shows you after you've done your last attempt.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
cool.
And the second type are the ones where you type in answers, complete templates, and then upload those documents. And again, the most important thing, when you've uploaded everything, submit. Don't forget to submit the quiz.
Cool.
Okay, thank you very much for that. The next little topic we're going to look at is checking your progress. This is seeing where you're up to. Of we quite often get asked, you know, have I put this in, or did I get the right mark for this? And I'll show you how you can do that yourself. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Annette.